Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is J.A.N.G.E Green from the Mother's Cry organization, and I am back again to share some amazing letters. Um, I have, as I mentioned before, I was did an interview, a live interview on WMAR TV out of Baltimore, Maryland, and a young man saw that interview and reached out to me, and we've been communicating ever since. And this young man's name was Mr. Wesley Moore, who is um, written about in Governor Westmore's book entitled The Other Westmore. And I've had the privilege of communicating with this young man, and he explained to me that he started a coalition there in the Jessup Correctional Institute in Jessup, Maryland, called the Positive Change Coalition. And so he asked me what was something that they could do to show love to A Mother's Cry, to carry on their Mother's Cry mission, to support us in what we do. And I said, we would love to hear get some letters from some of you gentlemen behind the wall, just to encourage us and to remind us that the work we're doing is effective. And I received several letters from some of the gentlemen there at Jessup Correctional Institution. It's definitely not an institute for learning. Um, and so what I wanted to do is weekly, until I get through all of them, read these letters and share them to all of you mothers who have sons or daughters behind the wall who are involved directly in impacted by mass incarceration. I want you to know, these gentlemen want you to know that they appreciate you, they love you, um, they apologize. Many of the letters talk about causing pain and suffering for their mothers and how they feel bad about that. And we love them and we appreciate them. So I'm going to read a couple of those letters today. This letter says, to A Mother's Cry Foundation. Good day to all at A Mother's Cry Foundation. I sincerely hope this letter finds you all in the graces of good health, complete joy, and persistence toward achieving your missions. I intend to share my heart vulnerably about the healing I seek over the current illnesses that declines the good health of my mother. My mother is truly my best friend, my beacon of hope, and the source of my inspiration needed to endure the hardships of my incarceration. My name is Mr. Lawrence, aka Mr. Laurie, the lonely prince of my incarceration and a native of the Kingston of Jamaica. I am currently serving 75 years of incarceration for a racist detective falsifying documents and taking advantage of my illiteracy by lying and twisting the facts of this case. I have been stripped of my innocence, both mentally and physically. I am mentally deprived of my innocence from a realistic expectation of being safe when I see the police. And I am physically deprived because of the new Jim Crow tactics that mass incarcerates young Black men disproportionately. But I am more than my chains. Intriguingly, I wonder about every queen's personal experience and what begins leading to your current achievements in using your God gifts of nurturing to advocate for others. While I reflect on limitless possibilities of each one's journey, a sudden sense of proudness is felt for your accomplishments. I am proud indeed because I am a son to a wonderful mother who lacks the ability to reach her personal goals and ambitions. I feel a special connection towards each and every queen amongst you all for reminding me of who my mother was before the decline in her health. Ms. Marie Barnes is my loving queen and the one and only true best friend I have ever had in my whole life. I know that sounds like a very cliche thing to say, but it is true. The bond I share with my mother is surreal because there are moments in our experience where we'll notice how strong our bond truly is. For example, there were times that I'll be thinking of her and she'll be in need of assistance and I'll call. Specifically, I'll place that call and notice she'll be in tears, crying and hoping that someone can aid her with bringing her youngest children to school or to pick them up from daycare. These are moments that allow me to know our connection is special and out of this world. Miss Marie started off being a good unofficial track star in Kingston, Jamaica. It is true, she never had professional training to be a track star. However, locally amongst our neighborhood in central Kingston, Jamaica, she is well known. 20 years of working 3 jobs and relying on a set income to pay her bills, I witnessed her struggles to feed her 6 children and prevent them from suffering poor diets and consuming malnutritious meals. I'm sorry, my queens at a Mother's Cry Foundation, for writing this long story. I did not mean to drag this out, but I notice it feels therapeutic. As my fingers danced upon the keyboard, I drifted off in my memories of my mother, and it felt like she was sitting right here with me. I imagined her smile, her touch, and this quirky little laugh she always did when she found something funny. Any moment I get to reminisce with my queen is a great day for me, and I have your organization to thank for this opportunity. Therefore, thank you dearly. Sincerely and truly yours, Prince D.A. Lawrence. And I will read one more today. Maybe 2. I don't know. Okay, a mother's support is the best way. We all need a mother's support, and they need ours. It carries us on far beyond the pain, the joy, and the happiness is felt through her love. When you have someone there for you when no one else is there for you, it is most important to express your support, even if you can't say it to them. They say a woman can't raise a man, but they always do. We need our fathers in our lives when the system takes them away. The mothers are left crying for support, holding it down, showing us the way to save. So as a man, I grew to understand women and the love they need. So yes, we support all mothers out there and we want to help them as they help us. This is a brief message expressing some support for that mother that need it. For my mother, your mother, and all mothers that need support. If she is willing to take a step, help her. If she falls, pick her up. If she gets locked in, help her out. Gerald Smith. All right, I think I'm going to do one more. Okay. A Mother's Cry. My name is Devontae Jones, and this is a letter of appreciation. I know firsthand the love of a mother because my mother is my number one supporter. She is always there for me, and I really appreciate her and love her so much. She makes sure I eat every month, and I really appreciate that. I don't know where I would be without her and without my family. She is the only one here for me. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, and I am a proud son of a wonderful mother. I love her so much. She is my support system, my everything, my world. We had a long talk last night, and it was a good one. I told her that when I come home, I can really cook. So when I go home, I want to invest in a food business. I'm really good at cooking, so that is what I want to do, and I'm going to put my all in it. Cooking is my thing, so that's what I'm going to do when I get home. I want to get a good food truck and become successful. I am not getting locked up anymore. I am staying home this time, and I want to thank you all for everything you do for us. Respectfully, Devontae Jones. All right, we have a few more, but I'm going to stop there today. And I send this video um, to Mr. Moore's sponsor, supporter, spokesperson. That's what I'm looking for. So that she can, share with him what we are doing with these letters. And I thank these gentlemen for thinking enough of us to write to us. We do a lot. Um, Originally, when Mr. Wesley Moore saw my interview on WMAR TV, we were talking about I was talking about my son Byron's case and the unjust ways in which he was treated and the ridiculous sentence that he received. And so Mr. Moore said he was touched by my passion and my persistence to speak up for my son. In a later interview, my VP for A Mother's Cry did an interview, and she talked specifically about the conditions in the Maryland state prisons that are not conducive to rehabilitation, that are affecting our sons and daughters behind the wall, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Um, and so Mr. Moore saw her interview as well. And then he wrote me again and he said, I did not realize that not only are you advocating for mothers who have incarcerated children, but you are advocating for those of us behind the wall. And I want you to know I really appreciate that. And that is when he asked what he could do. And I told him that, sometimes when we are advocating for our children, it's like we're beating up against a wall with regard to the systemic oppression. Um, and every now and then you just need to hear somebody say, we appreciate what you're doing. And if it can be our sons and daughters behind the wall, that makes it even greater, right? And so when these gentlemen wrote to me, of course I broke down crying. And I was just so touched. And as I read each letter, I'm more encouraged to keep doing what we're doing and to intensify the work that we're doing. We are working with the Commissioner for the Department of Corrections and other individuals who are part of the correctional system here in the state of Maryland and trying to see what we can do, what we can offer, how we can make things better for our children behind the wall. Whether they're guilty or innocent, they are human beings, and there are certain human rights that they all deserve. And so we are doing our part to make sure that our voices are heard and that their voices are heard through us. So we ask that you would keep A Mother's Cry in your prayer, and not only keep us in your prayer, but donate to us financially, right? We are moving and advancing and evolving so quickly and into such a place where we really need finances to do what it is that we're trying to do next. Lobbying, trying to meet with legislators, trying to bring in some legal assistance to help our mothers and their children with some cases. All of these things cost money. So we appreciate your donations. You can go to our website, www.amotherscry.org, and click on the donate button and make a donation to us, right? Your donations are tax deductible. and we need your support. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day. See you next time.